Ship 36 exploded. Massey test site destroyed. SpaceX should be grounded for months, right? Wrong. While everyone panicked, SpaceX quietly unveiled Pad B, their secret weapon. This isn't just another launch pad. We're talking 10,000 tons of thrust, dual flame buckets, and tech that makes their original pad look ancient. But here's what nobody expected. Ship 37 is already ready for testing. How did SpaceX turn disaster into their biggest advantage? Let's dive right in. So what really happened after that explosion? The answer will shock you. December 18th changed everything. Ship 36 wasn't just destroyed, it was vaporized. The Massey test site looked like a war zone. Fuel lines twisted into metal spaghetti. Quick disconnect systems melted beyond recognition. Even tanks sitting hundreds of feet away were scorched black. Engineers stood there staring at the wreckage. Months of work, gone in seconds. SpaceX's timeline? Completely derailed. Or so everyone thought. But while the world panicked about SpaceX's future, something incredible was happening just 2 miles away. 2 years ago, Pad B was nothing. Empty land. A tiny suborbital test stand. A few fuel tanks scattered around like toys. Nobody paid attention because, why would they? SpaceX was playing the long game. While competitors celebrated each small victory, Elon's team was building something that would make every other launch facility on Earth look ancient. The transformation happened so fast it seemed impossible. Tower platform? Check. Full launch tower? Check. Flame trench that dwarfs anything NASA ever built? Check. And then the orbital launch mount arrived. But here's what nobody understood at the time. This wasn't just construction, it was strategic warfare. Pad B isn't just another launch pad. It's a technological revolution disguised as infrastructure. Those dual flame buckets, they don't just handle exhaust, they weaponize it. Traditional launch pads try to contain 10,000 tons of thrust with what amounts to a steel plate. It's like trying to stop a freight train with a sheet of paper. Pad B's approach is different, completely different. The flame trench channels that incredible force underground, then splits it into 2 controlled streams. The result? Pad A takes a beating with every launch. Pad B, it gets stronger. But that's not even the best part. 10,000 tons of thrust. Let that number hit you. That's not just double what existed before. It's entering territory that makes the Saturn V look like a firecracker. Version 3. Starship will stretch 150 meters into the sky. Current infrastructure is already crying for mercy. Pad B was designed from day one to handle these monsters. And smile while doing it. SpaceX's target? 25 launches next year. Sounds impossible? Within 4 years, they're planning 400 launches annually. That means multiple Starships launching every single day. Boosters reused every hour. Your brain probably just said, impossible. Pad B says, hold my beer. While debris from Ship 36 was still being swept up, Ship 37 sat waiting. This V2 prototype had already passed its cryogenic test back in May. Engine installation? Nearly complete. But here's SpaceX's genius move. Ship 37 represents old technology. V3 prototypes starting with Ship 39 will pack Raptor 3 engines and revolutionary improvements. So why not test the old stuff on the new infrastructure? It's brutally smart. If something goes wrong, they lose outdated hardware while gaining priceless data. If everything works perfectly, they just accelerated development by months. But there's another layer to this strategy that nobody's talking about. The similarities between Massey and Pad B aren't accidental. Structural supports match perfectly. Utility systems connect seamlessly. Even the quick disconnect interfaces were designed for instant compatibility. Ship 37 doesn't need a single modification to test at Pad B. It's plug and play at the highest level of engineering. This isn't coincidence. It's planning that would make chess masters jealous. While everyone focused on the flashy launches at Pad A, SpaceX was building the future at Pad B. Pad B isn't just backup infrastructure, it's a template for world conquest. Kennedy Space Center's LC-39A being retrofitted with Pad B's flame trench design right now. SLC-37 at Cape Canaveral, same treatment incoming, But why clone this exact design across multiple sites? The answer changes everything about space access. Traditional launch pads need weeks of maintenance between flights. Pad B's modular architecture allows component swapping while other systems stay online. It's like Formula One pit stops, but for rocket ships. This isn't just faster turnaround. It's the difference between owning space and watching from the sidelines. Ship 36's explosion revealed a terrifying truth. COPV failure can destroy everything in seconds. These composite pressure vessels store helium for engine systems. When they fail, devastation follows. SpaceX has been suspiciously quiet about the root cause analysis. Why? Because they're not just fixing the immediate problem. They're redesigning the entire system for V3 vehicles. This creates the perfect testing scenario. Ship 37's COPV represents the problematic generation. Testing it at Pad B solves two massive problems with one flight campaign. But that's not the scary part. Pad B's chopstick system didn't just copy Pad A, it evolved beyond recognition. The booster quick disconnect operates independently. No more interference issues that plagued early catches. But here's the controversial question nobody's asking. Can Pad B catch both booster and ship simultaneously? The tower design suggests yes, but SpaceX won't confirm this capability. If true, it revolutionizes recovery operations forever. If false, why build it this way? Every design decision for Pad B connects to one thing: Mars colonization. That 400 launch annual target isn't random. It's the minimum needed for meaningful cargo delivery during optimal transfer windows. Rapid refueling requires multiple tanker flights per mission. Heavy cargo needs dedicated freight variants. Crew rotation demands reliable passenger systems. Pad B supports all of these simultaneously. But here's the harsh reality. Mars missions are one-way trips for hardware. Unlike Earth operations where boosters return home, Mars vehicles become permanent assets. This changes everything about the economics. While SpaceX perfects rapid reusability, competitors are still struggling with basic recovery. Blue Origin's New Glenn, still grounded. ULA's Vulcan, flies expendable. NASA's SLS costs $4 billion per launch. $4 billion for one launch. Pad B enables hundreds of launches for the same cost. This isn't competition anymore. It's domination. When you can launch 400 times annually while competitors manage maybe 10, you don't just win the market, you become the market. While SpaceX perfects rapid reusability, competitors are still struggling with basic recovery. Blue Origin's New Glenn, still grounded. ULA's Vulcan, flies expendable. NASA's SLS costs $4 billion per launch. $4 billion for one launch. Pad B enables hundreds of launches for the same cost. This isn't competition anymore. It's domination. When you can launch 400 times annually while competitors manage maybe 10, you don't just win the market, you become the market. Pad B's water deluge system deserves special recognition. Traditional systems spray water onto superheated surfaces, creating violent steam explosions. Pad B's approach channels water through the flame trench, creating a controlled steam barrier. This protects infrastructure while managing acoustics. Starship's sound waves can shatter windows miles away. By controlling acoustics during launch, SpaceX reduces environmental impact and community resistance. Smart engineering solving political problems. But the real innovation runs deeper. The integrated tank farm incorporates fuel systems directly into launch infrastructure. No remote storage, no transfer losses, no explosion risks from long fuel lines, faster turnaround times, higher safety margins, lower operational costs. Pad B proves SpaceX thinks in decades, not quarters. While Wall Street analysts debate quarterly earnings, SpaceX builds infrastructure for missions that won't launch for years. The modular design philosophy extends far beyond launch pads. Starships themselves become modular. Tankers, cargo haulers, crew vehicles, orbital stations. Pad B services them all with minimal reconfiguration. This flexibility becomes crucial as mission profiles evolve. Early Mars missions need pure cargo capacity. Later missions require advanced life support. Eventually, manufacturing capability. Pad B adapts to all of these changing requirements. Ship 36's explosion wasn't bad luck. It was inevitable. When you push technological boundaries this hard, failures happen. The question isn't whether accidents occur, but how quickly you recover. Pad B transforms recovery from months to weeks. Alternative infrastructure means continuous operations despite setbacks. This resilience gap will only widen as SpaceX's launch cadence increases. But resilience costs money. Enormous money. Pad B represents hundreds of millions in redundant capability. Most companies can't afford such luxury. SpaceX can, because they understand the real stakes. Mars colonization depends on infrastructure redundancy. Single points of failure kill colonies. Backup systems keep humans alive. Pad B isn't just about launches. It's about survival. When the first Mars colonists depend on regular supply deliveries, launch failures mean death. Not delayed timelines, not budget overruns, death. This reality drives every engineering decision, every backup system, every redundant capability. Pad B represents this philosophy made manifest. Other space companies are still celebrating their first successful launches. SpaceX is building infrastructure for thousands of launches. The gap isn't just widening, it's becoming insurmountable. Blue Origin spent 20 years developing New Glenn. SpaceX built Pad B in 2 years. While competitors perfect single launches, SpaceX perfects mass production. This isn't just technological superiority. It's existential threat to every other space company on Earth. So why is Pad B the ultimate game changer? Because it doesn't just solve SpaceX's immediate problems, it eliminates entire categories of problems that haven't even occurred yet. Launch infrastructure failure, backup systems activate automatically, environmental opposition, acoustic management reduces complaints, government interference, city status provides local control, competitor pressure. What competitors? Ship 36's explosion should have crippled SpaceX for months. Instead, it revealed their master plan. Pad B isn't just recovery from disaster, it's preparation for dominance. While everyone focused on the explosion, nobody noticed the revolution happening 2 miles away. Now it's too late to catch up. So here's what we just witnessed. SpaceX didn't just recover from disaster. They revealed a master plan years in the making. Ship 36's explosion was tragic. But Pad B's emergence? That's revolutionary. 10,000 tons of thrust, modular infrastructure, global expansion templates. This isn't just about fixing problems. It's about eliminating entire categories of future challenges. But here's the bigger question. If SpaceX can turn catastrophe into competitive advantage this quickly, what else are they hiding? Remember, Pad B was built in secret while everyone watched Pad A. What's happening at their other facilities right now? What technologies are being tested behind closed doors? And most importantly, how will this change humanity's relationship with space? The explosion everyone thought would cripple SpaceX just proved they're playing a completely different game. While competitors celebrate single launches, SpaceX builds infrastructure for thousands. What do you think comes next? Drop your predictions below, because if history teaches us anything, we're probably all underestimating what SpaceX has planned. The future of space just got a lot more interesting. Ship 33 just exploded, debris everywhere, and Elon Musk drops the bombshell. Ground tests missed this. January 16th. Launch looked perfect. Then at 400 miles up, something deadly started shaking the rocket apart. Something their ground tests never caught. Fuel leaked. Engines died. Boom! Massive fireball. The crazy part? Musk wasn't even there. While his $50 billion rocket program burned, he was in Washington playing politics. His engineers? Devastated. NASA's $2.9 billion contract? At risk. What ground test failure was so catastrophic it forced the world's richest man to abandon everything and race back to Texas? Let's dive right in. The catastrophic failure began with a single decision in May 2024, when Elon Musk walked away from his rockets. Not for Tesla, not for family, for politics. $288 million. That's what Musk poured into Trump's campaign while his engineers worked 18-hour days perfecting Starship. America Pass launched. DOE appointment secured. Washington power gained. But at what cost? The handover looked flawless on paper. Gwynne Shotwell, the woman who'd built SpaceX's operational backbone, took control. Mark Juncosa, the brilliant mind behind every Raptor engine breakthrough, stepped into technical leadership. Kathy Lutters managed daily operations. Three power